RITC Cybersecurity, empowering businesses with robust cybersecurity protection.
Welcome to Ciphered Reality from RITC Cybersecurity, where the real threats of the digital world come alive. This week, we're about to unravel the latest threats, expose daring hacks, and dangers of the cyber world. On the docket today is phishing scams and fake IRS communications, along with some jaw-dropping headlines. On Ciphered Reality, we are unleashing cybersecurity tips and tricks that could be the difference between safety and disaster for you and your business. I'm Mike Rotundo, joined by my intrepid co-host, Mari Cherry. Are you ready to discover what's really behind the screen? Connect with us at ritcsecurity.com/contact. Now on to the news.
Sometimes the simplest attacks work best. This is from The Hacker News. APT41 linked Silver Dragon targets governments using Cobalt Strike and Google Drive C2. Silver Dragon gains its initial access by exploiting public-facing internet servers and by delivering phishing emails that contain malicious attachments. Checkpoint said in a technical report. To maintain persistence, the group hijacks legitimate Windows services, which allows the malware processes to blend into normal system activity. We're hearing a lot of that lately.
Yes, we are.
The blending,
the living off the land.
I wonder if it's like more women hackers. They're blending. You know, blending.
That could be.
I don't know.
That could be.
But for real though, back to this for real. We get a lot of that. It's hidden, it's hiding, it's sneaky, it's blending in. And what do we do with that?
Well, that's the problem with live off the land stuff. So, I mean, in reality, you've got to be, it comes down to your users getting exploited. It comes down to, loose ports. It comes down to, gaps. You really need to keep your infrastructure tight. And you really need to, no one can be 100% perfect, but if you are testing and scanning and doing your cyber hygiene all the time, you're going to be less apt to be exploitable, even by live off the land.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you can still, you're always going to be susceptible to a certain extent to supply chain attacks. Because sometimes you don't have a chance to deal with them, but there are controls for that as well. So, you really have to, it's just more
keep everything buttoned up tight.
Be diligent, 100%.
Yeah.
So.
Good. This says that Silver Dragon is assessed to be operating within the APT41 umbrella. Is the cryptonym? I don't think, have I read that before? Maybe I probably have, and I just don't. Cryptonym? Assigned to a prolific Chinese hacking group known for its targeting of healthcare, telecoms, high-tech, education, travel services, and media sectors for cyber espionage as early as 2012. Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the APTs
been around for a minute. Remind us.
Advanced Persistent Threat Organizations. And they are given random numbers. Based on the first one. So this is like the 41st one found. I think there's like 60 something now, but they all have specialties. So, and they all have names, and the names all change. And then you add, then and they're separate from like the hacker organizations like Scattered Spider and those. These are typically government entities.
Oh, okay. The APT with the whatever number, affiliated number. Yeah. Typically always or just usually?
I would say majority of the time. Like APT28 is used to be called Fancy Bear or Dancing Bear, which was a Russian one. And I don't know what they're called now, but that's one of the ones that we thought was funny. So, and then.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
I don't know. So, there was one that was so funny because you translate it from their original language, and there was one, I swear, it was an Iranian one called like Happy Kitten or something like that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe it got lost in translation, or
I'm going to go out on a limb and say when they use Google Translate to put that apart, that was not the thing the hackers were going for. It was not Happy Kitten.
That's very hardcore. Very hardcore.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like those nicknames like Tiny for someone who's like really big.
It could be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
you never know.
Maybe Happy Kitten was an angry tiger. Who knows?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I hope so. Honestly, that'd be really funny if they wanted it to be like something serious and scary, and then it's like, oh, a happy kitten.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Ahmed, it is your turn to name it today. How about Happy Kitten? Okay, fine.
Take it back.
We
Take
said
it
it
back.
was your turn.
They're following through.
Yeah. We'll leave it that for a while, and then we're going to change it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do, right?
Yeah.
They evolve. Yes. All right. Anyway. So some of the attacks mounted by Silver Dragon have been found to primarily single out government entities.
Yep. Hence the government to government. Yeah.
Yes. Cobalt strike beacons for persistence on compromised hosts. So
Yes. So there are two main hacking tools out there: Metasploit and Cobalt Strike. Metasploit is pre-attack or pre-exploit. Cobalt Strike is used for post-exploit.
Oh.
So they refer
I'm
to
just putting that together.
Yeah. So I mean, they're two different companies, but one, I think Cobalt or Metasploit was founded in like 2003, and Cobalt Strike came out when I was working through my when I was still doing pen testing in like 2012. But they refer to Cobalt Strike as the sniper rifle and Metasploit as like the artillery round, because Metasploit splashes everything out, and then and Cobalt Strike is when you find something.
Okay.
So, and it's pretty, a lot of it is post exploitation. So it's what I'm finding is that a lot of these things they were already exploited, so now they've started crafting follow ups, which means there's some persistence there that the person that's been hacked doesn't really even know about yet.
Yeah. Yeah, they listed a few, like a decoy document. I don't know what would an example be of that?
A decoy document?
Yeah.
It depends. I mean, whatever they're doing. I mean, it looks like there was some gaming involved with this, and there was a couple other things. So it may have been like an instruction doc and stuff like that.
Okay. I can see that.
So, but what it is like a fake PDF or a fake Word document that probably has links in it or has, some kind of a macro in there.
Okay, yeah. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've slept since then, but
yeah.
That's all coming back to me now. Yeah, barely. Yeah, barely. This is the No Sleep Podcast.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got. Unless you want to follow up with something.
No, I mean, what I find interesting is that there's a backdoor that they execute that goes to Google Drive.
Mm-hmm. And explain that for our listeners. Why does that stand out to you?
It stands out because they're actually leveraging Google for this, and it's like actual Google technology. Where it goes from there, who knows? But they basically set up a Google Drive for this data to get exfilled to. I just think it's interesting that that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So,
should people be worried about their Google Drives or using Gmail?
No, well, I mean, they're not saying that the thing was exploited. I mean, with some of the stories we've seen, of course, they should be concerned about that. But I mean, just as easily they should be concerned about M365, and it's not like there's a whole lot of other choices out there.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
So
that's fair. All right.
I mean, if you still want to have a Thunderbird client, then go with God.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. This next one has absolutely nothing to do with Quidditch, unfortunately.
Oh, darn it.
But a lot to do with almost everyone. So there's that. Even isolated Wi-Fi users may not be as protected as we thought.
Yes.
Comforting. All right. Security Week. This is from securityweek.com. New AirSnitch attack shows Wi-Fi client isolation could be a false sense of security. Good. I feel like that happens a lot, though, that false sense of security. People fall for that all the time.
Yeah, all the time. You got the right set of marketing, and people just believe by default, just like they believe, AI is this benevolent, sentient thing that's always right. People believe that if it's something that is sold as a piece of technology, then it's obviously got to be secure.
Got to be.
Yeah.
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 All right. Researchers from UC Riverside developed attacks able to bypass client isolation in Wi-Fi networks used at home, at work, in airports, and in coffee shops. Great. Yep. 4 computer scientists from Riverside and 1 from KU Leuven?
Yep.
Belgium?
In Belgium.
Okay. Found
Good
that
chocolate
every
over
router. Okay. Found that every router and network they tested was vulnerable to at least one attack. Every. Okay.
Yep.
Their findings are detailed in a paper, AirSnitch, not Quidditch.
Nope.
Not Quidditch.
Nope.
Anyway, so that's good news. That applies to everyone, a lot of people, not just professionals. Just average.
It's everyone. Think about how many times you've used the Wi-Fi, walked into a business, so what's your Wi-Fi password?
Yeah. Or they have it displayed.
Yeah. For everyone to see.
Yep.
Or it's a QR code or something.
What about like Airbnbs?
Yeah.
It feels so secure and safe. It's a home. It's so cozy.
No.
That's got to be
Not at
safe
all.
and secure. They have the
No.
Wi-Fi password right there
Yeah.
for you. No?
And you don't know how many people else are on that as well.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Nope.
So if you're ever working in an Airbnb, tether off your phone.
Got it.
I gave her that warning for no particular reason.
Nope. Nope.
No, I mean, that's why when we go out, I mean, if we're ever working together in a public place,
In a coffee
we
shop.
always we tether off my phone,
Yep.
you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Coffee shop, cigar shop, wherever.
Yeah. Cigar shop.
All right, drags me to them all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I can't get enough. Oh, that's funny. Okay. There's something else I wanted to read from this. Wi-Fi client isolation, also known as access point, AP, isolation or station isolation, is a security feature that ensures Wi-Fi clients cannot intercept, transmit, or inject traffic from or to other clients within the same wireless local area network. But they are doing that. Is that correct?
They found a way around it, but it was designed to prevent that. So if you and I are on the same wireless network, I should not be able to pass malware to you, and you shouldn't be able to pass malware to me directly on like a peer-to-peer network. So
Okay.
it's supposed to
Like-
isolate each piece out there.
Okay, like accidentally.
Right.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
by design. You know, if I infect your computer with the intent that it's going to hopscotch across a peer review to some rando in a coffee shop, the Wi-Fi is supposed to protect you from that. The Wi-Fi isolation.
Okay. And then they say further down, the problem, according to the researchers, is that isolation can be bypassed, like you just mentioned. We believe that a root cause of these vulnerabilities is the missing standardization of client isolation.
100%.
Yeah. This defense was added by vendors without proper public review.
I don't know necessarily need to be public review, but Q&A or QC processors, quality control process would have been nice.
Yeah.
That's why you need to do threat hunting. That's why you need to do pen tests. That's why you need to test your routers, and a lot of times that's forgotten.
Oh, man. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Anything to add about the not
Well, I mean-
Quidditch?
Well, I think they talked about 3 different attacks, right? The abusing the GTK attack. The key can be abused by an insider to directly inject packets to victims, bypassing the isolation. The gateway bouncing attack, which is isolation is often only enforced. So this is going to get fairly technical, sorry. But you have the MAC layer and the IP layer, which is layer 2 and layer 3, right?
Okay.
So the MAC layer is the machine layer, which is your machine address, which is,
Sure.
yeah. So if you ever ask for a MAC address, it's a big, long number.
Right. I know I said sure and it sounded sarcastic, but I really know what you're talking about this time.
Okay, good. I was like, why are you sabotaging me? And then the IP layer is the internet protocol layer, which is going to be your IP. So there's 2 different ways that they will communicate, one through the MAC, one through the IP. However, it's bound. And it doesn't necessarily enforce it on both. It'll enforce it on layer 2 or it'll enforce it on layer 3, but not N2 and 3.
Oh,
So the
okay.
entire communication is not secured.
Got it. But there is a way to do that, right?
Apparently what they're saying is that no commercial router is safe. That it'll be exploitable one way or another. So the best way to do that is to tether off your phone and not let anybody else join.
There's no fix for that?
I did not read one in the story. This just came out. They said they actually gave the manufacturers 90 days to fix it, and the manufacturers just kind of blew them off. I
Dang
think
it.
is
I was
what.
hoping you would have like a workaround or something besides tethering. Nope. Nope.
No, well, I mean, if you've got your own VPN and you've got your own controls and everything, well, see, that's the other thing. If you're using a VPN and you're using encrypted traffic, if you're in a VPN tunnel, the data is going out encrypted anyway, so they're not going to be able to read it. So
Right.
all they're getting is garbage, right? So, and you're, connected via, not SSL, but you've got TLS. You connect to a website that has TLS on it, so you've got a tunnel there too. So it's the clear text stuff that's the problems. It's the text messages. It's the those kind of things that are clear text that are not encrypted in any way, shape, or form. Standard email,
Yeah.
those
Okay.
things. So. Yeah, and the last thing is the man in the man. This is the machine in the middle. There's always a man in the middle, but now it's a
Yeah.
machine in the middle, which is weak synchronization of a client's identity across a network stack allows one to bypass Wi-Fi client isolation at the network layer instead. So basically, they intercept the uplink and downlink traffic. But again, if it's encrypted, it's really not that big of a deal because all they're getting is garbage, and if they don't have your key, it's not a public key; it's a private key. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
That's a little bit of that's a little bit of
I got a little
comfort.
technical. Yeah.
That's right. That's okay.
Yeah. But
Sometimes.
but I mean, basically, a VPN is always a good idea, but how many people actually use it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Before I started working here, I probably heard the term VPN, but I had no idea what it even was.
Yeah.
No idea. What it
And
was.
now you do.
Now I do.
So at the Airbnb, if you've got a VPN and use that, then that negates the problem of having to tether off your phone.
Got it. Got
So,
it. So get those VPNs, everybody.
yeah. And they're not expensive. But get a pay one, don't get a free one. Because we've done stories before about the free ones that are being
What?
exploited. They're stealing your prompts, they're stealing your AI prompts, they're stealing and then reselling it. So,
Yeah. That's good.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yep. Trust nothing.
Verify everything.
I think I
And live
started with the wrong
paranoid.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Jeez. Quidditch definitely would have been more fun. That's fine. It's not.
Hey,
It's
it
fine.
can't all be about Harry Potter. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, it's fine. Okay. All right. Anything else? Moving on. We good?
No, let's move on. Yeah. We've done enough
Okay.
damage on that one.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Attackers are finding it easier to exploit people and passwords than deploy malware. Okay. Are we still preaching about weak passwords? Why?
Unfortunately, we apparently need to. Yeah, I mean, this is
I know.
stolen credentials and weak passwords, and I don't want to change my password. Well, you need to change your password.
I don't know anybody who has said that. All right, this is from Cybersecurity Dive. Ransomware is now less about malware and more about impersonation. Ooh, ransomware began as a malware crisis, but in recent years, attackers see greater opportunities in phishing attacks and the continuing prevalence of weak passwords. What do we always say? Humans are the weakest link.
Humans are your weakest link. Yep.
Ransomware attacks are now more likely than ever before to rely on stolen account credentials, which help attackers blend into legitimate traffic until they are ready to begin the extortion phase of their operation.
Yep.
I like the word extortion. It makes it
Yeah.
sound really intense. Like, oh, no. I was going to say a different word, but I censored it. I said, oh, no.
Oh, golly.
Oh,
Oh,
golly. Yeah.
oh,
That's
sugar.
Sugar, honey,
sugar.
iced tea.
Shut the front door.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. That's funny. I forgot that was a thing for a long time.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
and then always in a lot of movies where maggot farmer was used to replace another word.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So ransomware.
Now that we've explored fake swear words.
Stolen passwords. Anyway, ransomware is now less about malware and more about impersonation. Okay, back to the story.
Yeah.
So there's a dive-in site here.
Yeah. Yeah.
They give their, 2 cents. Ransomware began as a malware crisis, but in recent years, attackers see greater opportunities in phishing attacks and the continuing prevalence of weak passwords. We already read that. Ransomware attacks are now more likely than ever before to rely on stolen account credentials, which help attackers blend into legitimate traffic until they are ready to begin the extortion phase of their operation. The modern extortion landscape has shifted from a purely technical encryption challenge into a high-fidelity identity and access crisis. The weaponization of authorized credentials are internal collaborators. Oh, and internal collaborators has become the primary path for high-impact breaches. So when they say internal collaborators, are they meaning insider threat?
Yep. Which we did a podcast on 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
Something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. They also mentioned Cloudflare. Said it had also seen an increase in attacks on critical continuity organizations, with manufacturing and critical infrastructure now representing over 50% of all targeted attacks.
Yeah. Because they just want to get up and running again.
Got it. Oh. Okay. All right. What are your thoughts on this?
Thought you would never ask. No.
Full of surprises.
I got two thoughts. One
Okay.
of them is, first of all, they always try and keep the hack or demand under $49,000 because that generally passes scrutiny on something, because you have these thresholds where you have to verify. So if it's a big enough company and they stay under that $50,000 threshold, then there's no secondary verification, right?
Right. Why?
So that's one of the
Wouldn't
things.
you? Yeah. Okay.
Now, I'm going to go into the Wayback Machine like I do occasionally and say, back in the day, when hacking first started, it was less of a business and more of a competition between people trying to
Individuals.
out-hack each other and out trying to do the most which is they were going for the expertise thing. They were going for who had the coolest hack, whoever had who could who could crack the best. And there was a lot of, and hackers would like crow about this, and that's where Krebs M Security got most of his
Bragging
data.
rights.
Yeah, the hackers would come out and they say, yeah, guess what I just did? So, and you used to have hackers, they busted this guy. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent on my tangent. They busted this guy who was a Russian hacker that was known for stealing credit cards.
Okay.
But FBI couldn't get him, Interpol couldn't get him because he lived in Odessa. So he lived in Russia.
Right.
Well, he got so overconfident that no one could catch him. He put on social media somewhere on some message board that he was going to the Canary Islands and he was going to be there from there to there, from this state to this state. Guy checks into his hotel room, walks into his room, and there's 6 FBI agents with drawn weapons.
What a dummy.
Yeah, not smart. Technically smart, but arrogance and overconfidence will do you in every time.
Wow.
All right. So anyway, back to where I was originally.
Back to the original tangent.
Back to the original tangent. Originally, it was it was basically bragging rights on technical stuff. Mm-hmm. Since they've just figured out how lucrative this stuff is, it has become more of a business. And the business guys that are running this stuff don't want to play. They don't care.
Yeah.
All they care about is getting in, getting their money, and getting out.
Sure.
They don't care about who has the most bragging rights on the most technical hack, who has the most bragging rights on whatever. This is business. This isn't, this is like, Rice Krispies versus Cheerios. I have the best cereal, you have the best cereal kind of thing. This is, from that business perspective, this is get in, get your money, get out, and be done. These are serious gangster people that cyber criminal businesses that answer up to different people, and they don't, this is what it is. So that's the evolution, though. As all businesses evolve, but yeah, it used to be let's see who can break the most technical thing. So yeah,
we should get back to that.
Yeah.
but
Well, there was a
money.
lot less cybercrime back then because,
Yeah.
but once people figured out how lucrative it was.
Yeah. And now with all the malware as a service
Yeah.
programs that are out there.
Yeah. Remote access as a service and, phishing as a service. And, now they've got those that have, sell the network origination points or network access as a service. I mean, they're literally just saying, here's it. What you do with it,
Yeah.
that's up to you.
Yeah. I mean, you could just use it for educational purposes. I'm sure that's why they made it.
Oh, of course it was. It was all very altruistic.
Yeah. Good intentions only. Man. All right. That one was a little bit of a bummer.
That was kind of a downside. But, you spin that into, basically the takeaway from that is keep your passwords strong, change them often.
Yes.
Make sure you get MFA in place. And this will happen less likely. Be less
Yeah.
likely to happen. So, but looks like we got one more story before we start talking about IRS and phishing scams, right?
We do. We do.
Yep.
If we have time.
We got time.
All right.
It's our
Okay.
podcast. We have all the time in the world, and you people have nothing better to do than to listen to us talk.
Hopefully you're driving or something.
Yeah. Sitting in an airport, it's us or CNN or some drunk guy at the bar at the airport.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Do you know where all your assets are? This is from Cybersecurity Dive again. Tectivity analysis. Ghost assets are the breach. Ghost
Mari's
assets
glitching.
are.
She's got to reboot.
Yeah. It happens sometimes. It happens.
Yep.
It happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost assets are the breach your security stack can't stop. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be another really happy one. Really happy.
Yep.
Tectivity. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
That's how I'm saying it today.
It's right today. Yeah, exactly.
Yep, that's what it is.
Right as it's gonna
Right, that's how it is right now. A leading IT asset management (ITAM) provider today released an analysis examining the relationship between untracked hardware and enterprise data breaches. The findings point to a persistent blind spot in corporate security strategy. That's weird.
Never happened.
Never. Organizations are investing heavily in software-based defenses while failing to account for the physical devices that connect to their networks. If I had a nickel. Many of which are no longer visible to IT teams at all.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
gosh. Okay. The problem. Ghost assets are active attack surfaces. So explain to me and the listeners the ghost asset and why this is a problem.
So the ghost asset is the remote worker that never returns its work laptop.
Yep.
The ghost asset is the Wi-Fi connector, the WAP, that wasn't never properly turned down. The ghost asset is the appliance that you bought that that you did a beta for, and then you never returned to the vendor. They never asked for it. You may or may not still be paying for it, and
Maybe.
you never took it out of the data center or unhooked it. So
Or the employee that no longer works there but still has credentials.
yeah, there's that too, and their remote access. Yeah, their VPN is still connected. And the other one is it's like it could be anything, but the thing I see the most frequently is the appliance of some kind that someone has bought as a demo, and then you've had turnover, and the person that was in charge of that is no longer there, and no one knew to replace it. But accounting's still paying for it, but it's not really on. It's more of in a dead state, but it's
Yep.
there, and that's 100% exploitable.
Okay.
Because it most likely has a password like administrator password.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Or what we always thought was really clever when password complexity got there was PA $WORD. We always thought that was a big deal. Back in the day, back when we were young and innocent.
No one would ever guess.
No, never.
Oh, okay. So
I
I like.
hacked a hotel with that.
No, are you for real?
Yeah. I was working for a large hotel chain going up and down the coast prepping for Y2K. And no one knew the password to all the administrative stuff. And I looked at the guy I was traveling with. I'm like, I got this in 5 minutes or less. And if I do, you're buying tonight. He's like, all
Sure.
right, I got it. First try. Bam. And he's like,
No.
you golly.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. But it was a big hotel in San Francisco. I mean, big
Really?
hotel. Yeah, like 5-star hotel. So
Well, I
yeah.
hope they learned their lesson.
Yep.
Probably not. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No.
We'll be positive.
Well,
I
we
bet they
tried to
did.
get it
I bet they
fixed. We tried to get it fixed.
did. Okay.
Sorry, that just brought up a wild story of a hotel in Seattle, but nothing to do with technical stuff.
All right. Well, there's a part of this article that they talk about the cost of looking the other way that I think we should talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Organizations are spending billions on their threat intelligence and still getting blindsided.
Yes.
I wonder why. When you don't know what hardware is connected to your environment, every device you've lost track of is a door you've left unlocked. So,
Poetic.
yeah. Yeah. It could be anything. Like, couldn't it even be like remote access on doors? If that's not secure, or like,
Doors?
can't you, what?
Well, you could use like a physical break. That would be a physical exposure. Yeah. I mean,
Well, I mean, if there's like a system in it and you have to like swipe something, or there's something connected, couldn't they, if that's open, get in there, and then if something else is open from there, like
yeah,
move through?
that would be a physical break, like a physical pen test that we would do.
Oh,
That's something that we would check for to see if we could exploit that. Yeah.
oh, okay.
I mean, we used to when we did them a lot, we would carry a bunch of card keys like that, and it'd just be like, nope, that one doesn't work. Nope, that doesn't work. That one doesn't work. Because a lot of times the systems are based on they're just set to default. They're not randomized, or at least they
Yeah.
weren't.
Well, I mean, like through the actual system that's like locking it or reading the thing. If that's
Oh, I
not
see what you're
secured,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. You can do that.
because
Yeah, so you could get someone in physically. Yeah.
I don't think many people would think about that either.
Well, you think about the Target hack. The way they got in was through the HVAC vendor,
Yeah,
right? So yeah, that's exactly, you're 100% spot on.
I'm learning.
Look at you being all smart.
I'm learning. I'm using my noggin.
Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, that's a good one. This is not as exciting, but I feel like it's really important. It's thought provoking. People should utilize this.
From a tech perspective, it definitely makes sense. I mean, this is something that we, talk about by cyber hygiene and
Yeah.
making sure stuff's cleaned up.
Yep.
So,
Oh, exciting. That's all I got for the
all
news.
right.
That's it.
Well, I think we beat the news to death.
I think so too. We talked about it for a while.
Yes, we
So-
did. Yes, we did. But now it's on to IRS schemes and
Yes.
phishing attacks.
Yes.
So,
If you're up for it, IRS schemes.
okay.
I cannot tell you how many calls and voicemails I get from the IRS daily.
Yes. I don't doubt it.
It's out of control. Out of
Yeah.
control. And it's funny
And
because
text
sometimes
messages.
so I haven't gotten as many text messages. Mine are all voicemail.
Really?
So many. Yeah. And it's funny because I will listen to them or at least just read them sometimes. And they're the exact same words, but sometimes
Right.
they'll just switch out the name.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's all recorded, like pre-recorded. So it's not like they're trying to make it sound like this person's actually calling, but then it's like, because I've gotten so many,
Right.
like this is verbatim. It's just a different person and it's just a
Yes.
recording.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
in
and
the
they
world?
wrote the script, or it's the AI piece, or whatever. It's just like all the Google voice calls we get in our office
Yeah.
phone.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Talk more about that.
imperative that you update your Google Voice, and it's like, why?
Nah,
Users can't find you in Google Voice listings.
that's
Okay,
great. I don't want to be
we
found.
have to get this resolved immediately. Why?
All right. You betcha.
Yeah, no, but those IRS ones get. Just keep in mind, everybody. IRS sends letters. Period. End of story. They do not call. They do not
Hmm.
text, and they never ask for gift cards ever.
Yeah. It's sad though because those still work sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we just had one recently work about a year ago that you and I worked on
Yep.
9 months ago.
Yep.
So
That's too bad.
yeah, yeah.
What else do you have for us for IRS schemes? How can people watch out for those? Don't
Well, I mean,
don't answer the calls or text
well, you don't
messages.
answer calls. You never want to answer the calls. If it's an unknown caller and you don't have any reason to answer it, then don't answer it. I mean, that's really what you're looking for.
Yeah,
So,
so this is what I do, and maybe it will be helpful for everyone. I just don't answer the phone
well, that works too.
at all.
And ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I can attest to that personally. Will
Nothing
you
personal.
please?
I'm just
Will
being
you
I'm just being
please
safe.
pick up your phone? How many times I've texted that? Will you please answer the phone?
Ah,
My name is in your contacts. It shows up as me.
I don't know. I don't know.
It might be him.
You never know. People have infiltrated those things.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, that's
better
the best
safe than
bet with the
sorry.
IRS. Yeah. Just wait till they send the letter. So, and
Yeah.
hopefully you never get one.
Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say you could look up a number and call back, but maybe
Yeah.
just wait.
No.
Just wait for the letter.
Yeah. Yeah. You're always better off with the letter, and they know that. And, what I find is funny is I changed the address of our business from one place to another.
Right.
And I got no less than 10 letters confirming it. This is just to
Really?
confirm that the IRS is up. It's like, okay. And then like a week later, this is just to confirm the IRS is updated. Cool. This is just to
Yep.
confirm. Perfect. Thank you.
Wow. Very thorough.
One letter would have been fine. And yes, I'm aware that I changed my address, but cool. We've updated our systems.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you.
Do you think that was a glitch? Or
I hope it was.
is that okay? I'm like, man, that's excessive.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're just being thorough.
Yeah.
Doing their job
Yeah.
extra well, I'm sure.
So, and then, something you have to be really concerned about is from a lot of, from an ID perspective, there's a lot of IRS fraud that is done in other people's names. Did you hear there was a guy in Minnesota that had his ID stolen? He had no idea. And the
Oh.
guy that stole his ID was using it to work and not pay taxes. And the IRS found him and came to the guy and was like, you owe us $200,000 in back taxes from working at this job. He's like, I never worked there.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
So, yeah, I mean, it is
Bummer.
pretty wicked.
I worked with someone once who had their identity stolen, had no idea until they went to go buy a car or something, and it was all messed up. I think they got lucky. They got it figured out fairly quickly. But yeah, had no idea. I don't remember all the details or anything, but I just remember them telling me about it and being like, what?
Yeah.
How does that even happen? I don't know. Who knows? It was a young person, too. Very young.
Really?
Yeah. So, I don't know. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So be careful with that stuff.
Yeah. I don't have much more on the IRS. Kind of don't
Okay.
want to touch that too much.
All right. Yeah. This is the season, everybody, just to watch out for that stuff. But always remember, the IRS does not take gift cards. They do not call. They do not text.
Right.
You know, you do not pay an individual agent. It is a
Oh
letter,
no.
and make sure it's an actual letter. And if they ask you to do something, it will provide you a phone number for the IRS, and you can actually go to irs.gov and find the actual number and make sure it's the right number. So,
Yeah. Oh man.
so
All right. Okay. Let's talk about phishing.
cool.
If we haven't talked about that enough today.
No, but it's that time of year.
Yes. Luckily. Okay.
Yep.
So phishing
Uh-huh.
still causes most breaches because humans.
Yeah. Damn humans.
Yeah, so that but attackers know they can target humans because of that. And that's why it's still working, unfortunately. It has evolved though, especially with AI generated emails. Also, do these calendar invites, does that fall under phishing or is that something else entirely?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So
Yeah,
there we go.
random
That's
calendar
another
invites.
one. Yes, calendar invites.
Yep.
And also with AI, how the emails are written or how they come across, they're better. They've improved.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. It used to be more obvious. Not
Yeah.
so much anymore.
A lot of grammatical errors.
Yeah, that's not
So-
happening with AI. So
And they're able to 100% reproduce actual email, what it should like. So, email from B of A looks like an email from B of A.
right. Hey.
So,
But what is something that people could spot to help
the easiest and the quickest thing is to hover over the URL and the email address. So,
Okay.
and if it doesn't look like, bankofamerica.com, it's, something bankofamerica.com.ci or IO or whatever, then it's, and I'm just using that as an example, but that is one of your tells, is that the URL is not right. And just hover over the URLs. Don't click on them, just hover over them.
Yeah.
So,
Don't click.
yeah. Yeah.
Also QR codes, quishing. So we were at a conference once and all the badges had QR codes.
Yeah.
And some people were like, "Here to scan," and I'm like, "I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to scan your QR code.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
take a
getting kind of
picture."
personal. I just met you.
Yeah, yeah. So I think a few people there were probably like, "This freaking weirdo," but it's fine. I don't care. But yeah, I told multiple people, "I'll just take a picture of you," because it wouldn't be hard to just figure it out who's going to be there.
Well,
There were a lot of
Yeah.
people, exploitable
Well,
people there.
And if you're at a technical conference and someone happens to be a gray hat instead of a white hat or something like that, they know what the badge is going to look like. They just make their own badge with the
Right.
QRL.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be super
Apparently.
easy to do that.
Trust nobody. Verify everything.
Right. So yeah, I was like, I'll just take a picture
Perfect.
of your name. I'll find you on LinkedIn.
Turning you into mini me.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few like weird looks sometimes.
Yeah.
Cause my badge had a QR code. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you can scan it if you want, or you can just take a picture. I don't know if you should scan
You
it.
can't take a picture of me. You can take a picture
Yeah,
of
not me, just the card. We don't want that. I would have to. Oh, next time I'll just like hold it in front of my face. It was
There
big
you go.
enough. But anyway, QR codes. Be careful. SMS phishing. So
Smishing. Smishing.
That word. Text messages. You're right. We just talked about that with the IRS.
Yep.
They're not going to send freaking text messages to you.
Nope.
And all of those ones that are like, "Hey, you want to get coffee later?" Or
Yeah.
"Is this Patricia?"
Yeah. Or tell me about your dog. Or yeah.
Tell me about your dog. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Um,
The ones I've been getting a lot lately is I found your number in my phone. Apparently, we used to talk a long time ago, but I can't remember your name. And it's like, then keep on going, Bubba.
All right.
'Cause,
See ya. Yeah.
yeah, obviously you didn't mean that much to me either.
How rude.
Yeah,
I'd have been like, "We talked last week. I'm really
Yeah.
offended." I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
C, it pays to be a little bit of a recluse
Yes.
or introvert.
Yes.
Or recluse is probably more accurate, but it's fine.
Whatever the hell we are. Hermits.
Yeah. Hermits, that's probably another one.
Yep.
Tangent. You know, there are actual, like, people who build houses in hills, like, down in the ground.
Yeah. There's people that live in missile silos.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that before. But, like stories down, like floors down. They have it really does look like a little mole house.
Yep.
It would probably
Like something
be
a
too
hobbit
bad.
should live in.
Yeah. That could be fun. All right. Anyway. And voice phishing. Phishing.
Yeah. Phishing.
Which I get all the freaking time.
Yep.
All the time. Multiple times a day. Okay. Why phishing works. Psychology. This is fun. Urgency. Your account will be locked in 10 minutes. Like, oh no. Or a message from authority figures. Messages appearing to come from your executives or your IT department.
Yep.
Which is also a bummer. Curiosity is one. You were mentioned in this document or something. I don't know. And payroll.
Yep.
Security alerts. Or like, can you review this quickly? This needs to get done.
Yep. Create a sense of urgency.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite. They're not doing these anymore. Your toll payment for Easy Pass lane must be settled by April 20th, 2025 to avoid fines and the suspension of your driving privileges. Kindly pay by the due date. Yeah.
Sure. I bet that's real.
Yeah. From Q4DYAUMPQ9U1E at iCloud.com, which totally sounds like a business address. Totally sounds like it would be the Ministry of Traffic or whatever they call it.
Ministry.
Yeah.
Ministry of Magic. Oh my gosh, maybe it is. We're all just muggles. That's sad.
It could be. Yeah. Or B of A payment accepted for 433.59 at Home Goods on 418. Was this you? If no, ring, and then gives a phone number.
Oh.
B of A is not going to say, give me a ring.
Oh.
Yeah. And that came from B_O_F_A_underscore support_LINEQC9P00 at iCloud.com.
Do
Totally
people know,
not
though,
B of A.
No, for sure. But do people know that if they're like set up for security alerts or whatever through these organizations, do they necessarily know that? It'll be like, well, it looks legit. I set this up. I should call and check it out.
That's what they're counting on.
Right. So most people don't know. Okay. So other common phishing examples. I have a few examples that I'm just gonna read off here real quick. Okay. Fake Microsoft or Google login alerts, shared document notifications, password reset messages.
Yeah.
Reset your password.
Yeah. With the links.
Yeah. Here, it's so easy, so simple. Payroll or HR updates, shipping notifications, invoice or payment requests. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anything that prompts an urgent action is typically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should take a minute, take a beat, take a breath, and think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what are some things that could happen if people clicked on these?
Well, a lot of times it's control of your phone because phones have less security than your devices do.
Yeah.
Especially if you click on it in an email on your phone, that is a real easy way to exploit your account.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So that's a real easy way to do it. But yes, it's exploit. The idea is to get to your contacts. The idea is to get some kind of persistence on your phone. The idea is to get some kind of steganography. The idea being that if they can get code of some kind using steganography or something, that eventually will get to your computer that will eventually get on. So
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then once they get into your computer, ransomware deployment, data exfiltration, financial fraud, supply chain compromise.
Well, that and they can move laterally inside of an environment and then,
Yes.
potentially exploit an enterprise. At home, your concern is that they can get to your router, they can get to the other computers in your network. And we talked about in that first story about how Wi-Fi isolation, right?
Right.
If you got 4 computers on your little Wi-Fi at home, and they can run that exploit.
And
So,
why should people be worried about that?
well, if they can control your router, they can control where you go, right? So that's where DNS spoofing comes into place. And if they can get you to go to a fake B of A page to log into your checking account, then they've all of a sudden got your credentials to your checking account.
Right.
So, or
So,
your credit card or whatever.
so even if it's not like a business account or something, and you think it's not a big deal because it's just your own personal information, there's still something there that they could potentially want.
Yeah, and the argument is always, well, I don't have anything they want to steal, and it's like you don't know what they want.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
their reasons are their own, and it may be everything from your compute power to your home address to your special recipe for carrot loaf. I don't know, but
Secret
you know,
recipe.
yeah. So it's all. I mean, you don't know what they want. You'll not. You'll never know what they want. Just assume that they want something. So,
Usually.
yeah.
All right. Defenses. Security awareness training, phishing
Yes.
simulation programs, multi-factor authentication,
Mm-hmm.
email filtering and secure gateways,
Right.
encouraging employees to report suspicious emails. Don't forward them.
Right.
Adopting a
Right.
zero trust mindset.
Yes. Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, antivirus software on your laptop or your desktop or whatever it is that does continual scanning. I mean, that's what you always want to have, so nothing can get down there. If you're in a business environment, you want an EDR that will sandbox the machine so it doesn't spread through your network. So, yeah.
All right.
But for home, the best thing is to make sure you have a real antivirus software and, not the one that came free with the laptop. No, that's not what you want. Or, you stop storing your passwords in your dang browsers. Get a password keeper.
How about an Excel spreadsheet?
No, I'm going to go with no on that one.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Good
I'm going to
idea.
go with no. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So
Even though
for
Leo the cat knows that.
yeah, he does. He's
Yeah.
retained all of this information.
Yes.
So as far as phishing and IRS scams go, I don't have anything else.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to leave us with?
Any bone maws to leave?
Or
I don't think
we could
so.
jump straight to questions.
Let's jump straight to questions.
Okay. Okay. Phishing. Phishing.
Yes.
These are just phishing. I didn't do any for the IRS.
That's fine.
Okay. 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 So 10 questions for phishing. I'm not going to do a speed round anymore. I feel like that was too much pressure.
Well, I mean, you're only giving me 7 seconds, so
Was it that much?
it may have been 3. I don't remember.
I think ridiculous. Question number 1. Why is phishing still the number one way attackers get into organizations?
Because humans are always going to be your weakest link. It doesn't matter how well trained they are. It doesn't matter. People get busy. They lose focus, and it's always going to be a risk, especially at home and at in office too. I mean, it just is. Plus,
Yeah,
people
we're all-
want to please.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all only human.
Yep.
We're all only human,
Now
unfortunately.
speak for yourself.
Mike's a cyborg.
Darn
How?
Michael.
Oh. Dang it. Okay. How has phishing evolved over the past few years?
Well, it's gotten more sophisticated, and the language is better, the technique is better, and the payloads are more dangerous, and
Yes.
what they can get from you is even more dangerous. And the technology attached to the link or whatever they're phishing with is has grown exponentially in risk.
Yeah. Yeah, and with AI it's improved, but is AI also the reason that it will do those like mass phishing campaigns, those like where it just like inundates you with email after email?
No, they were doing that before. They've always
Were
been
they?
running in campaigns. Yeah.
Okay.
AI just makes it easier to do it in multiple languages, right? And
Oh.
makes it sound better. So instead of doing, having, the other hacker or other cyber criminal review it for you, whose English may not be perfect or Belgian may not be perfect or whatever, Flemish, excuse me, not Belgian.
Flemish.
Yeah. Um, they, AI will make it better. And what they're still missing, though, and that's one of the key things, is slang and idioms that are common to languages that, there's a way
Yeah.
we speak and there's a formal way to speak.
Yeah. And that changes depending on where you're at
Hmm.
in a particular country.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the biggest red flags people should look for in a suspicious email?
Desire to create urgency, to prompt you to an action that you would not normally keep, but, urgency, emotional appeal, attempt at intimidation, anything that will
Yeah.
cause or evoke an emotional response.
Yeah. All right.
Luckily, if you're like me and Mari, we don't really have those, so it's not a
We
problem.
just don't have feelings. So
Yeah, sorry.
why do even highly trained employees still fall for phishing attacks?
Because they're busy and they're,
Yeah.
not paying attention, or they've been lulled into a false sense of confidence. Oh, I know how to identify that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think busy for sure.
yeah, yeah.
What happens behind the scenes after someone clicks a malicious phishing link?
You go to some kind of payload is typically downloaded. And a lot of times it'll be click this link and pull down this document. And that document will have a bunch of hidden code inside of it, and it'll exploit. And a lot of times it's a great way for triggering living off the land stuff. It's a great way for them to exploit, grab your ID, and then crab sideways into your environment, and then begin
Right.
privilege escalation.
All right. What's the difference between phishing, spear phishing, and business email compromise?
Spear phishing is targeted on a specific person. Right, so they will do OSINT, which is open source intelligence work. They will review your social media. They will review your itinerary. They will review, everything they can find out about you, and craft an email that specifically is for you. Say you're into horses, all of a sudden it's, I met you at such and such horse party, and or whatever they're called,
Right.
the equestrian center.
All right. How are attackers using AI to make phishing attacks more convincing? We talked about that already a little bit.
Yeah, language. Yeah.
Okay. What is the most convincing phishing email you've personally seen?
The most convincing one I got was a PayPal one, because it actually had somehow been able to lift my credit card from somewhere else as well. But it wasn't that they had the full number; they had the last four digits of my credit card. So it seemed like it was coming from PayPal. And then I went through this, and I was like, "Well, wait a minute! I don't have a PayPal account." But it was like this credit card was used to pay so and so on PayPal, and it's like, I don't have a PayPal account, so there'd be no way that would really happen.
Yeah.
So,
Gosh.
yeah.
All right. If someone thinks they clicked a phishing link, what should they immediately do?
Panic.
Press every button.
Exactly. Hit your computer with a hammer. Contact your tech support. And then, don't turn the thing off, because, we've talked about multiple times how there's, malware that exists in memory only, right? So if you turn the computer off, you'll lose it.
Right.
What you need to do, if you have the technical savvy, is just take it off the network, turn off your network port, turn off the wireless, turn off something like that, so it is self-contained.
Got it.
So,
Man, what is the single
and that's
most...
especially at home. That's the important one. That's really what you can do at home until you can get somebody who knows something, like your 14-year-old kid, to take a look at it and
Right.
see what's there.
What is the single most effective defense against phishing today?
Training, really, honestly. Well, it would be training, but a combination of that and a really good, up-to-date antivirus solution.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and email clear. I mean, so there's tools like we have with our Bitdefender that'll actually analyze our email before it even comes in. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I see that a lot. Some of them are like red, not safe.
Yeah.
Most of them are green. So I don't know why it would let a red one through, but that's fine.
Well, it's questionable. It doesn't meet 100% of the criteria that they're looking for, but it has enough of it that it warns you about it.
Got it. Okay. Good to know. That's all the questions I have.
That's it?
That's it.
That was all
That's
10?
it. That's all. That was all 10.
Wow.
I know.
That's awesome.
I know. Yeah. Blew
Cool.
through it.
Awesome. We are awesome.
So awesome.
All right. With that, don't miss next week's episode of Ciphered Reality, where we unravel the stories you can't afford to ignore and dig deep into AI news, risks, and solutions. Tune in next week for stories that might just change the way you see the digital world. Be sure to look for our videos on X, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Remember, cybercrime is bad. Love RITC Cybersecurity. Thanks for listening to the Ciphered Reality podcast. Say goodbye to the good folks, Mari.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.